The Yachtmaster 2 is one of the most controversial timepieces to ever come into existence. To some, it's one of the most jaw-dropping, eye-catching, and wrist-deserving watches ever created. To others, it's loud, ugly, and its movement, some claim that it's useless. But most people who talk about this watch haven't worn it daily like I have. So what do I think of the 116688? My name is Kevin Ganitz, and this is my Rolex Yachtmaster 2 5 years later review. When I purchased the Yachtmaster 2 back in 2018, a lot of people really just weren't buying this particular model. It wasn't an in-demand stainless steel sport watch like the BLNR, the LVs, the CHNR, or the BLRO, just to name a few. This watch was expensive, not sought out after, and to some had one of the most, if not the most, unnecessary movements in Rolex history. So why did I buy it? Because I fell in love with it at first sight. As I said in a previous video on another channel, the watch simply stuns upon picking it up. Its massive weight and size bump in comparison to other Rolex watches at the time was just incredible. The look and feel of the Yachtmaster 2, especially in solid gold, is nothing short of breathtaking. Everything from the rotatable blue ring command bezel with engraved numbers, to the multiple elements of the dial, and everything in between, the watch was something I knew I had to have from the first time I laid eyes on it. Now that the honeymoon phase is over, what has it been like for the past 5 years, and did I ever really use its movement? In case you haven't seen a previous review or just need a quick recap, the Yachtmaster 2 features a 44mm case, water resistant up to 100 meters, Rolex's 4161 in-house movement, an Oyster band with 5mm EZ-Link technology, and was purchased for a nickel shy of $35,000 US. Something I should draw out real quickly, the watch is working perfectly in its advertised -2+2 time frame. That's something that I forgot to write down in my notes, so might as well throw that out now before I finish this review. One of the first things I'd like to say is that wearing this watch for the past 5 years has been a joy. I love having that extra weight on my wrist. I love checking the time on it when, of course, my muscle memory doesn't just reach for my iPhone. And most importantly, it still looks great. That's not to say that it doesn't have any battle scars. Remember earlier in the video when I mentioned I wore it daily? Well, maybe not every single day of the past 5 years, but I would say a good 65 to 75% of that time, this watch has been on my wrist. So while places like the bracelet and clasp have definitely seen better days, the watch still looks phenomenal. And to some Rolex enthusiasts, having these sorts of scratches tells a story of its owner and makes the watch unique. If you're not in that camp, you can have the watch polished. I've heard from several people that can help make the watch look new again. I personally have never done that, so be cautious. For me, I like my watches the way they wear and tear naturally. Till this day, I still get lost in its beauty. On several occasions, I just stared at it, forgetting that I only looked at it to check what time it was. Like the way you check your phone for something and end up doing something else entirely, forgetting the whole reason why you picked up your phone in the first place. The Yachtmaster 2 still has that effect on me 5 years later. The movement itself was created for a boat race, specifically called the Regatta. I know little about it, so forgive me, but to my understanding, you would time the race by starting the timer on the watch to track the progress. Have I ever had to use the timer myself? Well, I really only used it when someone asked me about it, or when I'm filming the watch for like YouTube videos. I've never been to a regatta race, and while I probably should check one out, it's just not on my calendar at the moment. Does that mean that the movement is useless? Well, it depends on how you look at it. I did not purchase the Yachtmaster 2, or any Rolex I should say, for its specialty movement capabilities. Rolex to me is about its craftsmanship, value, reputation, look, and feel. The same goes for pretty much everyone I've ever met in real life with a Rolex watch. No one that I've seen in person, whether that be a friend or a complete stranger, has ever told me that they purchased their Rolex because of the movement capabilities or that they even use it on a regular basis. It's a piece of jewelry that tells you the time and has some other bonus stuff that adds to its value. People looking for more utility are probably better off with something like an Apple Watch that can measure heart rate, exercise info, and so much more than a Rolex, and at a fraction of the price. I've only seen Rolex enthusiasts on the internet complain about the Yachtmaster 2 or its movement. Not a single soul in person has ever told me that they don't like the movement or they don't like the watch itself. Maybe they would say it wasn't really their style or it was too big. Really seems like all this hate of this watch is online only. Whenever I make a significant purchase, I always ask the question, would I ever buy this again? If I could have all this experience and first-hand knowledge of this purchase, would I be able to go back to the day I bought it and buy it again? The answer is a resounding yes. The Yachtmaster 2, in my opinion, is one of Rolex's greatest achievements. It's amazingly beautiful, bigger and heavier than any other Rolex, and people either love it or hate it, which gets people talking about it, which gets this watch brought up a lot more than it probably should. According to Chrono24, this watch has went up 31% in value since I purchased it. Even more in June of 2022. Not saying that this is 100% accurate numbers, but I figure I'd just throw this out there for people watching. I know there's a lot I didn't talk about, like the EZ-Link technology and stuff like that. I talked about that on the first review and the 1 year later review. Make sure you guys check those videos out. And if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I'd be more than happy to get back to you. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and God bless.